Yo, what up fam? Welcome back on Codex Reacts, and we're back tonight for another creepy TikTok compilation. I have some creepy videos just for you. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit and smash the like button, smash the subscribe button for me, and now let's get into it. And then they say ghosts don't exist. But what about the hand from the graveyard on her shoulder? That dude? Watch all the Fast and Furious. Whole series. No freaking way.
This eerie video comes from TikTok user Beth, I'll tag her below. And one night, she notices her daughter stop in front of the staircase, look up in the dark hallway, and wave, which you'll see here. Feeling a bit creeped out, she decides to sit her down and ask her a few questions about just what she was waving at. And they weren't ready for what she was about to say. Now it should be noted that she does have a follow-up to this video, so definitely go check it out. But as always, let me know what you think.
Can you tell Mummy who you were waving to? Why?
Because I don't know who it is.
Okay, well, what did they look like?
No, I have nothing.
Why won't you tell Mummy who it was?
I don't know.
Please tell me.
But it's nobody. A girl.
It was a girl.
Yeah.
And what did they look like?
It looks like me. It just looks like me.
Was she young?
Yeah.
Is she your friend?
No.
She's not your friend now.
No.
Is she not very nice?
No.
Is she mean?
Yeah.
Does she say mean things to you?
Yeah.
Where have you seen her before?
Nowhere.
So you've only seen her at the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you wave at her and blow her a kiss, does she wave back and blow kisses back?
No.
No.
What does she do when
What
you
does
blow
she
kiss?
do?
She just bites me.
Hey, ask yourself, why would that little poor girl be lying? That's legit.
Power, I go right to the source of power. And he says, how do you think that I became famous the way that I am? Well, I said, you must have had some good luck. Well, he says, there's no such thing as good luck. He says, there's either some power working for you somewhere, or you don't get ahead in this world. He said, you guys have got a great future ahead of you. Because we've been told, the high priest of our society, secret society, has been told that the master has very special plans for you too. We worship spirits. We worship Lucifer and all his angels. They're just as beautiful as they did before they were cast out of heaven. He says, I looked at this business between the force of good and evil. He says, you believe in, one person believes in God, another one believes in Lucifer. It's like politics.
Who's more evolved? We're considering ourselves to be more evolved. But you look at the simians, they have 48 chromosomes. We only have 46. Where did that change occur? Where did we get this new understanding? And how did we lose two chromosomes?
Chromosome number 2 in the human body was pulled out, fused together, and then 2 telomere caps are put on each end. This happened around 200,000 years ago. Now, something else happened around that same time. We have this gene in us, this worship gene, which was inserted into the human genome. We know this now because scientists have actually found the worship gene. You can turn it on and they can turn it actually off. What? Yes, we have a worship gene.
Worship gene.
That's right. And so it makes us want to worship something outside of ourselves, when in true reality, we should find the power inside. And this was inserted by the Anunnaki. That's my opinion. That's my hypothesis.
whether you want to call it the Anunnaki or some other influence that acted upon us. But there's been a change within our DNA and our structure.
Our DNA being manipulated, supposedly. That would make sense, guys. That would make sense. Let me know in the comments.
The reason why I don't show my face. I look. See?
They're living among us.
Turn the camera on. Hold up. Now watch this.
Yo.
See that? So you gotta get my identity hidden, man. And they gonna do what they see me with. They wanna kill my
Is that the best technique? To escape a bear.
Иду домой, на часах пол-первого. Но я же хрупкая девушка. Я же такая беззащитная. Тебя это совсем. Мне страшно, но на самом деле я жду, чтобы ко мне кто-то подошел. Потому что бояться буду не я. Забудут меня. И моя жажда мести. Ведь это город. Ну что, маньяки, вы готовы поиграть со мной?
Demons.
No, and then you tell me about the pointy shoulders and the points on your face.
Well,
that's
they've
distracting me
been
just a little
here.
bit.
They've been here this whole time, but I waited until I put Born This Way out to let them come up for you to see them.
Oh, is that what happened? They've been there the whole time?
Yes.
And then they're gonna tell you, yeah, no, they just made those gigantic swords just for fun, you know, just for them to look pretty, you know, in their temple or whatever. Come on.
Swords are going to be used against silent individuals. If you do not stop, impact rounds will be fired.
Dang, they're ready for war.
Sorry, guys. Hey, wala ko na ba? At my car, Jarno. So you stay for some minutes. Guys.
Once you see the dog, it's going to be really hard to unsee it. But here's his mouth, his nose, his eye, his ear, and then obviously the body. Like, the picture is literally of a dog, so that's what we should be seeing. But for some reason, you can see like a possessed child's face. It's so strange.
In January 2024, Sam uploaded footage of his stealth camping trip to the woods in Cleveland, leaving his camper van at a local dog park a few hundred yards away. On his way into the woods, he finds a camping tent that's been shredded to pieces, which is honestly a little creepy, but he keeps going anyway. After setting up his tent in the woods, he starts cooking dinner on a camping stove. As the sun starts to set, he sees a couple of people walking by the campsite, and this is when he mentions that he's getting a bad vibe and feels like he's possibly in danger from them. Most experienced campers would probably tell you that if your gut is telling you something's wrong, you should probably call it a day and leave, but Sam decided to stick it out for the night and kept on recording. As soon as he settles down in his tent to get some sleep, things start to get very creepy.
Where would you go camping by yourself?
I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent.
As the seconds pass by, the footsteps outside seem to get louder and louder. At one point, Sam calls out to whoever's out there, but at first he doesn't get a response. It's only after he calls out for about the 5th time that every camper's worst nightmare starts to become a reality for Sam.
They're walking around outside in circles. Hello? Hello?
Scary as fuck.
Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop. Hello? Hello? All right, I'm getting out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what this is, but we're getting out of here. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone!
Completely freaking out after the disturbing encounter, he obviously decides to call it a night and head back to his van in the park, but things only continue to get worse for Sam.
All right, they're moving again. I don't know. I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, out of here. I'm leaving. Don't follow me. I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to get out of here. I smell your cigarette. I can hear you. I hear you.
As he's making his way back to the park, he looks back at the campsite and sees the attackers stealing his things, but he decides to leave his stuff behind, terrified for his life. As he's running through the woods now, he turns back and sees his attackers chasing him.
This has got to lead back to the main trail. I don't know where they are. I think
There are some real creeps out there.
I got water in my headlamp. I don't know where to go. I don't see or hear anybody anymore. I hear them coming. Can't see the shadow. Here's a path. Okay, get me there. I'm recording all of this.
Dang, use your GPS, dude.
All right, I'm back on the path. Back on the path. Okay. Okay. Get away from me!
After making it back to his van safely, he drove home and gave his viewers a recap of everything that happened. As you can imagine, a lot of people in the comments accused the uploader of staging the video, mentioning that nobody in their right mind would continue to record as they sprint through the woods in the dark. But his reaction seems pretty genuine to me. Different people act different ways in situations of stress. As for who the two guys who stalked and attacked him were and what they wanted, that's really anyone's guess. If what they did to Sam was some kind of joke, that's a pretty messed up joke to play on someone. But because the uploader confirmed that they didn't end up stealing his stuff when he went back the following morning, it's also clear that looting the campsite wasn't really their main focus. We can't really know what they would have done to him if he hadn't run from the campsite, but at any rate, it's probably a good thing he did.
I'm usually pretty curious. I've stopped being curious about this because I don't want to know anymore.
You truly don't want to know anymore about it?
I think I know. I think I know what's up.
Can you articulate it?
I think it's a really old story.
What is it?
One thing that you notice about every world religion I'm familiar with, I'm interested in that topic, there are commonalities between religions. One of them, and this is of course true for Christianity, very true, is that supernatural beings take physical form. They all believe that. The Greek myths, Jesus, most famously, they're not just shadows floating around, they're physical. They're as real as the arm of your chair, and that they reproduce with people. It is described in Genesis as well, in Genesis 6. The religion of the ancient Hebrews or the religion of the modern Christians, Hinduism, American Indians, all the same. So if every culture in the world that we know about, has left any kind of written or physical record, is reaching the same conclusions about something, maybe there's something there. Maybe it's not so crazy to think what everyone else has always thought since the beginning of time, but I think that's kind of what we're looking at.
Every prophet that walk on this earth look like you and me, guys. That's what you're trying to tell us.
Rich people who get into satanic culture, and I wonder what that is. I recently met some people who had taken like the satanic oath, the rituals and everything, and they said immediately when they did it, their life just skyrocketed. Like they started getting everything, and it reminds me of Jesus getting tempted by the devil. You know, I can give you all the kingdoms of the earth, and then I believe Jesus said, my kingdom is not of this earth, or something along those lines. Evil's winning right now. You can become a very successful person cheating, stealing, all this stuff.
Extremely classified document dealing with religion, and it's about that thick. Period. But why would there be any classified material dealing with religion? That we're containers. That's how supposedly the aliens look at us. That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of?
Containers. Maybe containers of souls. You can come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers. And that's how we're mentioned in the documents. That religion was specifically created, so we have some rules and regulations for the sole purpose of not damaging the containers.
The souls? Meaning?
Well, the souls or the bodies, whatever. That's
meaning like we're containers for souls that they're going to use at some other point.
Right.
And that they had something to do with different prophets and biblical figures.
Yeah.
Bless you.
It's a moon.
What is that?
Podcasting.
You know what's crazy? That might be part of the stone. Might be a cheaper piece of marble. I gotta see if it's even coming off a little bit from the original picture I took. Hold on.
And if you don't know who this guy is the famous guy cleaning graves and, you know, with his radio on, and spirits that just thank him.
Position, but he's acting like he's looking at something else. I don't know. I would love there to be some easy answers here because this is infinitely bothersome to me. Right down to the fact that some people seem to notice this transformation, then others don't. And as you continue to look at this, different than usual. Maybe he had a mini stroke. Maybe it was a medical condition of some sort.
Was it Elvis, a shapeshifter?
But what kind of medication did they give him that made his face structurally that different in that short a period of time? I don't know. And what was the deal with the guy going right for his eye after it looked like it blew out of his head? Like the dude saw it. Also, one other thing while I'm thinking about it, I'm not going to rewind this tape yet again, but before his guy steps in front of the camera, he has his back to the camera and Elvis is talking to him. And then after he blocks the camera shot for a second and Elvis talks to him, the guy turns...
No, he's not 6'4", he's 6'3". He's tall, he's huge.
One would maybe advise you, Nam, to keep your hands up a little bit more.
He hit me a lot of times, but it's no big deal.
That's great, though. Don't go changing your style, because that's why you're a fan favorite.
Nam, dude, you're still fighting, huh?
Yeah.
And you just
Muay Thai, pro Muay Thai.
Dude, and you just recently told me that you wanted to do 47 Muay Thai fights.
I haven't got any injuries yet. You know, I still able to run, spar. What do I do? I lift weights. I don't lift heavy. I never lift heavy.
A brain disease is real, especially in the world of pro boxing or any martial arts, especially MMA.
From whistleblowers, from the cabal itself, is that they have to work within something they call the rules. And this is very, very important. The rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to happen, we have consented to tyranny, we have consented to enslavement. Now, if you get into the secret history of the cabal, Queen Elizabeth's royal astrologer, a man named John Dee, who is the prototype of the wizard with the long beard, the hat, and what he did was to rediscover, through these ancient documents that were in the Vatican, the technology of how to access what they considered to be spiritual beings that were useful to them, but what we would consider to be demonic or evil beings. These beings need to be accessed through a very complex set of rituals and ceremonies. You cannot just ask for them to show up. You have to follow very elaborate and specific protocols. So John Dee rediscovered the technology of how to draw the magic circles, how to say the right incantations, how to actually do black magic on a governmental level. This is what people are going to have so much trouble with once disclosure happens, is that these people actually practice black magic.
And they're always telling us, stay away from magic. This is bad. I mean, what's black magic? Isn't black magic just rituals to open portals?
I have not brushed my teeth since I was 8 years old.
That's even fall out, man.
Oh yeah, I'm 62 years old and I got every one of them, never had a cavity, and I've never had any problems with them. Go figure that one out.
8 years old?
No, I just do hydrogen peroxide. No, the reason why, go on a YouTube video and watch if you put Crest on a toothbrush, take that same toothbrush on a rusted chrome bumper and watch it just take all the rust right off the bumper. Now that's the same thing that you're cleaning your teeth with. What you're doing is you're withdrawing the enamel. In other words, you're taking the enamel, the protection off your teeth.
Can also remove scratches from your car.
All right, cool.
Look, I'm a naturalist, okay? I don't believe in chemicals or any bullshit. I don't fart unless I'm on the bathroom.
Hey, cuz, you on bullshit, man.
But I'm 62 years old, healthy as a frippin' horse. So as long as I'm staying healthy.
So confirm, you're dead ass, right? Like you're dead ass with everything you say.
I'm serious. I don't have nothing ashamed to be about it.
Panda. So you got Panda Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal, you can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see black eyes like Blueface and like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up somewhere else, okay? And so the eyes come out, and they call them panda eyes. And they do this so you see people with these cigars, and they're all these big celebrities, they all have the cigar in common. That's that big thing between their legs that they're sticking in. And it's one big society of it.
I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing. You can willingly turn trans, or you can get in trouble and go to jail and get up, and they do it to you forcefully because you up and you didn't know what to do with your blessing. So out of those two ways, me sitting here in one piece is not easy. It's not easy at all. You have to be respectful. Like, can't be just like, oh yeah, you think I'm sitting here playing with people's lives and these wives and bro and kids. Yeah, what they did to me was up. So I have the right to say whatever I want to say because they never thought I'd be able to say it, okay? But when it comes down to just this industry and how people are willingly turning trans, turning female rapper just to get the bag, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I will tell you.
What can I tell you? And this industry is just so special. And let me know in the comments.
All in the club.
It's everywhere, guys. Everywhere. Gotta wake up.
I give you something?
I can't accept anything, man.
My question is, why can't I give you anything?
Because God told me not to accept anything from anyone.
But I got love for you, so can I give you something?
I can't accept anything.
No.
Because
just
you're not.
How you gonna eat?
I eat every day. I got food right here, bro. This is what happens. Let me explain to you. Right?
Talk to me.
If I accept from you, right?
Yeah.
I have to accept from every single person.
Yeah.
What happens? I'm gonna have thousands and thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Listen to this though.
Yeah.
What happens is the whole journey is gonna change. It's no longer gonna be a faith.
Yeah.
It's gonna be comfortability. It's gonna be search and you shall find.
Well, can I buy you something?
I can't accept anything from you, my brother. For one, God told me not to accept anything
Can
from
I just give
anybody.
you a hug?
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to give you something. I love you, brother.
Right here, that's a man of God. He's on his journey of faith, not fame and shame.
Like most people back in 1997, this was part of, or this was a documentary that came out. I go to sit down and watch this documentary thinking alien interview. This is going to be like a weird humanoid looking person handing a clipboard over to a general at the Pentagon for a job interview. I mean, this is how my brain was thinking. And I'm sitting down, and 30 minutes into this documentary, this footage comes on. It's not professionally done. It doesn't have any cuts. There's people in the foreshadow. This gray alien is bone color, bone, like human bone. It's got round eyes, not almond-shaped eyes. If I'm hoaxing a video of a gray alien, it's going to be gray, and it's going to have the typical almond eyes. And this bizarre physiological monitor next to the beam that goes up and down and not across the screen. And then Victor, the alleged whistleblower who claimed to have helped smuggle this out of Area 51, that's the way insiders talk of Area 51. And I don't think a 23-year-old screenwriter in 96 could have made up this script that Victor was talking about. I mean, the vernacular he used was bizarre, and he used a term called medical flagging. The creature starts to medically flag. And I asked my old doctor, who was about 65 years old at the time in 97, on my annual checkup, I said, what is medically flagging? He looked at me, he goes, where did you hear that from? That's like a Army medical term we used in the 50s and 60s. I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And then there was an acronym on the bottom, DNI, David November Igloo /27. And Victor tells us that was the Department of Naval Intelligence. So I run for Congress 2 years later with this film in the back of my mind going, what is going on here? And I don't want to say his name anymore because I'm getting admonished for doing so, but I was on a political bus tour and I went up to a senator during a break who has passed away now. And I said, Senator, what is the Department of Naval Intelligence? And Clayton, you look in my eyes. This guy went from jovial, happy senator to this aggressive look. And he looked at me and goes, you don't need to know anything about that. And he stormed off and he never talked to me the rest of the tour. Clayton, you're a journalist. You're an investigative reporter too. I'm thinking, wait a minute. I got a hoaxed video with medical terminology from 50s and 60s. I've got a gray alien that's tan and round eyes, medical staff that are in short sleeve scrubs and not in biohazard suits to really hype up the video. I've got a monitor that I have never seen in 35 years of my life back then. And I've got 3 letters on this hoaxed video that has just pissed off a United States senator. What in God's name is going on with this film? This is a film shot in April of 1991, a thought projection interview of a other gray, designated an other gray, an extraterrestrial biological entity. He is a haploid, which means he came with only one sexual chromosome. Human beings are diploids. For any microbiologists out there, if I'm hatcheting those words, I'm sorry. But this being had only one sexual chromosome. He came to the S2 Alpha, the official designation of the underground facility that housed the alien interrogation and retention program. That's the unofficial name of what this was. They call these interview suites the ambassador suites because the government did try for the care and did treat these and look at these beings and still do as ambassadors from other planets and other dimensions. And if you hear David Grush coughing on his words, it's because he doesn't want to tell you that some of these beings are from other dimensions. And so this being was very ill at the time. He had a respiratory issue. Now, Sean David Morton also heard, I can't verify this veracity, that it's some sort of debilitation or disease with its heart-lung sac. It does not have a traditional heart. It's got a heart-lung one sac, which was the need for the special monitor, which goes up and down, does not go across, to monitor this bizarre heart-lung one sac organ that the alien has. And behind the viewing glass were 5 men, 2 telepaths. There is a researcher out there, but that's how bizarre this film has gotten. And I'm not even going to tell you anything about the telepaths because I don't want it to get into the Da Vinci Code. But even Doty said that the telepathic program, the people they hired, was ridiculous. They were like one step above 1-800 psychics back in the 80s and 90s. But there was 2 men in particular that were very in touch with these beings, and they would sit down with these aliens and these beings and immediately get information and relate it back to whatever military person was in the room. As you can see on the tape, the being eventually starts to medically flag, if I can use the whistleblower Victor's terminology, and he is then attended to by the medical staff. And Victor tells us that the medical staff in S2 and S4, are more chosen for their ability to keep secrets than their medical knowledge. And again, I have been in contact. I have the names of the 2 doctors that are going to be on either side of this beam. On the bottom, you're going to see DNI/27. That is the Department of Naval Intelligence. According to Richard Doty, there's like a conga line of different agencies waiting to insert their questions to this being in the 2-hour-long interview. The interviews are conducted about once a month.
What did you start to piece together from people who were in the room? And so when we say hoaxed video, I think you're saying that was what the assumption you had going into this, that this was hoax. That was sort of the media speculation about this. Now you've proven and taken it to the United States Congress, which, by the way, they're about to hold a hearing on this next week. And I think that this is, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be a big piece of this. And other whistleblowers are now confirmed to be coming forward to Congress next week, civilian whistleblowers who are going to be testifying of the things that they've been a part of and seen.
Like Linda Moulton Howell told me when she saw the list, you have gold here. Why? No one has ever heard of these people before. And like Linda said, and these people are on Google and are real. And I said, yeah, they are. And she said, son, you got gold here. And so I got the list of names, but I know investigative journalism. That wasn't just enough just to have the names. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. So I started to vet every single person on the list. The first person was retired, working for TRW, and TRW. These are the men, by the way, who were behind the glass in the viewing gallery watching this thought projection interview. That's what it's called. It's not telepathy. It's actually called thought projection. And the first one worked for TRW, and I said, well, this is a hoax. He wasn't even in the military. Sean David Morton, who was in the office of the production company, who first got the call from Victor saying, I've got this VHS tape of an alien, said, no, TRW is like hand in hand with the government. They do every kind of secret project and whatnot. I said, wow. And Doty said that it was not filmed in S4. There are no alien housing there. The alien housing is in S2 Alpha. And I'm like, what's S2 Alpha? He sent me a satellite photo of it and said, that's what it is. It's called the Alien Retention Program. This being was brought in on a part of Project Pounce. Doty's like, I don't know the provenance of the being, but I think it was from the Kalahari crash where 2 beings were recovered. But the alien program, whether that be the retention, the interrogation, the biological reverse engineering of craft, that all is now taking place at Michael's Airfield at the Dugway Proving Grounds. The program to interview the beings in S2 was called Project Aquarius, which was basically all things about aliens in contact with human beings. And that is from the email, and that is also from Richard Doty's mouth, who is verified as the counterintelligence agent who is in his 70s and wants to tell the story, the truth of what's going on and what the government is covering up.
And the truth will always come out no matter how you want to cover it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit and smash the like button, smash the subscribe button for me. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.